My mama always told me if you the only birthday candle at the birthday party, 9 times out of 10 you ain't there for the party and you there as the present. Huh? My mama always told me if you the only birthday candle at the birthday party, you not there for the birthday party, you there to be the present. Huh? Nolan Wells and this whole entire thing down there in Mississippi look fishy. One of the boys' mama is a judge down there. Don't nobody know what happened. Now all of a sudden, a body's been found to presume to be his. His mama, Nolan Wells, is online saying she want answers, which means she crying out to the world because she don't believe nothing Mississippi say, which she shouldn't. I want to hear what's going on because it's moving a little too slow for me. The people who investigate this whole thing saying that there's no way possible he could have made it to inside of the island because it's cactus and stuff everywhere. So what really happened to Nolan? That's all we want to know. I'm not going to cover this like I know everything. I want to hear y'all speak this time, okay? Because apparently the other way don't work when we just take what y'all say on y'all news outlets. We want to know what happened from y'all. Instead of all of us making posts on, y'all go live and say what happened. Put them boys on camera. Let us look at them. Let us be the judge of character on this one. Sidebar. I done already goddamn judged them. Y'all guilty. I don't give a damn. My baby leave the house and he don't come back and it was all white friends. Guilty. Undertaker commit the bodies. I digress. Nolan Wells has went missing. Body found. Parents want to know what's going on in Mississippi. If you ain't know what was going on, you know now. He went missing 4th of July weekend. He was with his friends. And he was the only birthday candle. I'm just here to bring you the news. I'm just a messenger.
This is the exact reason I tell my kids, friend or no friend, you can't trust anybody. How is it possible for a group of friends to go to Mississippi's Horn Island, but when they come back home, they come back without somebody that they went with? And they're going to say race ain't play a part. You see everybody in this picture right here. Tell me what looks different. Tell me. You had an 18-year-old accomplished football star, Nolan Wells, goes to Mississippi Horns Island with his friends on the 4th of July, and then he turns up missing. Mind you, all of his friends make it home safe. And the person that went with them, Nolan Xavier Wells, he's missing. And nobody has nothing to say about that. You have his so-called friends saying that they don't remember anything. They don't remember seeing what happened to him. Mind you, they have pictures on the boat. Mind you, they have pictures together. But nobody knows what happened to him. Now you got the Coast Guard, sheriff deputies, Marine units, and multiple agencies searching for him right now. They're searching the waters, searching surrounding areas, trying to figure out what happened. They're also saying that the last time he was seen with a team. They're also saying that they found his phone, but they didn't find him. What team do you know right now would leave his phone behind? Tell me that. But you see how all of this sounds? This is why disappearances like this and places like this always leave people questioning. If you spend time looking into missing person cases like this, then you already know what may be the outcome. Do you understand how this young man's parents has to feel? They just want their kid back. We definitely need to spread the word about this. We need some answers. This shit is crazy.
The body of Nolan Xavier Wells, the 18-year-old Ocean Springs, Mississippi teenager who went to an island off the Gulf Shore with white friends to celebrate July 4th, has been found this morning. His family confirmed it on social media, and there was a official announcement. My deepest condolences go out to the Wells family. I want to say this. We have to understand, Black American folk, that we are surrounded by evil. And it is an evil that is older than this country. We have to use discernment. We have to use discernment because this evil knows that this so called justice system is tilted as it was designed to do in their favor. And in the year 2026, this evil is alive and well. We have to use discernment and we have to teach our children to use discernment as well, because for us, it has always been and continues to be a life or death situation. I don't care how wealthy you are, Mr. Miss Black American. I don't care how exclusive your address is. I don't care how expensive the private school is you're able to send your kids. I don't care about who you hobnob with in your social circles. You must exercise discretion and discernment, and you need to teach your children to do the same. It is a matter for us of life and death. Because again, one more time, we are surrounded by evil, and this evil has been even more emboldened in the last decade or so because of the political climate. Folk who grin in your face are not your friends. And this is a survival skill that we have to continue to hone because it is life or death critical.
So we've been telling y'all this for the longest. We just made a video bringing awareness to our brother, Nolan Wells, who on the 4th of July mysteriously came up missing. But let's see what Tyler Leach had to say about this. He did some drugs, had a bad reaction, and was left unconscious. Simple as that. Don't do drugs. So this is what they think about us. But you still going to church, worshiping a white Jesus. You still celebrating their holidays. You still marrying their women. They telling you how they feel about you.
Let's get into it. The Jackson County Sheriff Department put out this statement regarding Nolan Wells, who has been missing for over 24 hours, and he was last seen on Horn Island celebrating the 4th of July with some of his friends. However, they put out this statement saying that he was wearing blue swim trunks, sunglasses, and no shirt. What does this look like to you guys? Oh, wait a minute. Let me show you the full photo. And I mean the full photo. What does that look like to y'all? Does that photo not match the description that they put out? So you mean to tell me that that photo is the last seen photo? Now, where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. This is the same situation. And it's really starting to piss me off with the fact that they keep cropping that photo. Like, no, show the whole thing. Show the whole thing so everybody can know. I'm just going to be the one to say it. I strongly think because you have to be careful with your wording. I strongly think and feel that they know exactly what happened to him. And you can't convince me otherwise. I really hope that he is found alive and well, but we have seen this situation one too many times, and it doesn't always end up that way. However, if you have any information, please do send it over to me so that I can give it a platform. I am hoping that he can be found alive and well and unharmed.
I'm not buying the "we thought he caught another ride" BS. I'm not doing it. He came with y'all, he should have left with y'all. Y'all also had his phone too, so make that make sense. Of course, here comes people saying, oh, it's not about race. No, but it is. Why is it the fact that the one black teen that went out with a whole bunch of white boys is the only one to show up deceased? Y'all not gonna like this one, but being the only black person in a group full of white people or whatever the race is not always the smartest or safest choice. For these white friends of his to say that they don't know what happened to him and they can't remember is a little off-putting. They were not looking out for their so-called friend, and it shows. Hence why I'm not believing anything that they're saying. I'm not buying anything that they're selling. Nolan deserved to be home safe and sound, just like his so-called friends got to be able to be home safe and sound. Prayers out to his family. I really hope they get some answers because we all know like cases like this don't really get the attention that they deserve. They just get brushed over.
I just want everyone to know about the Nolan Wells case is that he wasn't isolated with him and his three little friends in that photo. Like, they went to a very popular island for the 4th of July where a lot of people went. Like, it wasn't just him and his 3 little white friends. It was him and hundreds of other people. Like, they got off the boat. Like, Nolan wasn't, like, dragged to this island saying it's going to be so much fun. It's just going to be us 4 bros, and we're going to have so much fun, and we're all going to come back home. Swear, you know? People are making it to believe they're like posting it with the sleepover thing, but that lady was isolated with her friends. We don't know what happened. She was found dead. But the Nolan Wells case is, like, he went to a party where a lot of people went, and he just didn't make it home. But, like, y'all are making it seem like his friends took him isolated somewhere and then murdered him. That didn't happen. And then now you got making up assumptions, making up lies that his friends killed him. No, Nolan left that group. He said, y'all are boring, see ya, and left with some girl. That's it. But Nolan Wells was surrounded by, like, hundreds of other people. Like, it wasn't just him and those 3 dudes. It was a lot of other people there.
If you're a black parent, I understand that you've watched to some certain part of this particular video, and honestly this video is mainly for black parents alone. Black parents, especially those ones that live in areas where they have black white people issues, and those parents as well that always love to idolize white properties, white things. Those parents as well that don't even want to mingle with black people. See, do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that your child should literally mingle with black people and not have white friends, blah, 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 east, west, north, and south. But take a pause and understand the system that you're into. Take a pause and understand and process everything that is literally happening coming from these white folks. Is it that we have these Asian people doing one thing, we have the white Latinos doing another thing, we have the Hispanic doing this one, or we have the white man doing our children vetting? 3 people, 4 people went on a boat cruise, 1 never returned, and that particular one is coming directly from a black family. And this is why a lot of black people decide to say, okay, let's talk to each other. And that is why I literally stitch this video. So let's go continue watching this video, and I'll be back with commentaries. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also join my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. With that being said, let's go watch. I'll be back with commentaries.
Hi everyone. Many of y'all know I live in Mississippi. I have lived in Mississippi majority of my life. I live amongst multiple races of people. And I must say I never experienced any racism in my face. I never experienced it. Not saying that people aren't racist. And I'm not racist, I just comes on here and I speak the truth. I see white people, I see them at the grocery store, I see them convenience store. They speak to me, they hold the door for me, I hold the door for them. Sometimes I respect them, I respect their children. I respect people. I joke a lot, but I respect people. I'm a good person. Don't even have a criminal record, but I will protect myself. But I said all that to say, you can speak to people, you can speak to white people, you can respect them. But one thing we need to understand as a race of people, they are not our motherfucking friends, and they do not like us like that. They do not like us like that. Hey, it's okay to speak, it's okay to chat. But I would never date one, and I would never befriend them. Because here we go again, another young black man hanging around with all white friends. This like the 3rd one I have, the little young guy, Thomas Sitho, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Tamila. And now we have Nolan Wells. We got to teach our children that they are not our friends. They're not even good to date. I would never date outside my race. Never. That's never. Some things are actually a never for me. I never been to a restaurant with them. I never been on a vacation with them because I know the nature of the beast. You have to teach your children real history. The shit that they have done to us since they came out of the caves in the Caucasus Mountains. Our ancestors helped them. Our ancestors taught them proper hygiene. Our ancestors taught them how to cook, clean, raise their children. They didn't have to do shit. They didn't know shit about raising their children because the black people did it. The slaves, they used the slaves to raise their kids. And so after all our people have done for them, they still literally hate us. Don't get it fucking twisted. They don't like us like that. And the sooner more and more our people realize that, the better off they will be. But guess what? I don't give a fuck who don't realize it. I appreciate the people that do or that does and do realize it, that they're not our friend. I see them all the time. Hey, how you doing? Hey, yeah, good to see you again. But you're not my motherfucking friend. Justice for this young man because his so-called friends know what happened to Northern Wales. He come from a 2-parent household. He plays sports. All of that. But then there he decide to go on a boat ride with some friends and end up unalive. I seen a video a couple weeks ago where a young black man, a teenager, he was out there with his friends and they threw him in the water, calling him all kinds of N-words and all kinds of monkeys and shit like that. They called him all kinds of names. And they were telling him to swim. And there was some more people, some white people on the boat. They came and they saved that young man because his friends was literally trying to force him to drown. And there was another case where this black student, he was a medical student, and he was out there with his female white friends. They pushed him over in that water and he paralyzed for the rest of his life. He told them that he didn't want to go over in that water. He said he didn't want to get pushed in the water, and they pushed his ass over in there anyway. And guess what? When he got a little conscious enough to talk, oh, they're my friends. I don't want to press charges on my friends. They're my friends. Woo! Some of us will learn and some of us will never motherfucking learn. But yeah, I get it. I would never be friend, y'all. Y'all come on here and y'all talk all the shit y'all want to talk about me. But fuck you. Yeah.
The way this country talks about black victims versus white victims is disgusting. Nolan Wells' body was found yesterday off the coast of Mississippi. If you didn't know, he was presumed missing and dead on July 4th. It is America's 250th birthday, and we're still dealing with this bullshit. He was celebrating with his friends for the 4th of July, and there's now circulating video that is going very viral of what looks to be him and his friends that he went with on the beach, and there's an argument. There's yelling happening. In the video, he looks to be very calmly standing still looking at his buddies. And somehow, the conversation is about his behavior. Why wasn't he on the boat? Was he drinking? Was he going from one boat to another? Now, I'm going to give you a scenario. It's kind of morbid, so stick with me, and trigger warning. If I show up dead, washed on a beach, my community of people where I was born are not going to go, well, how was Jake acting? Did he stay where he was supposed to? Did he start an argument with people? No, it's going to go, what the fuck? We have someone that would kill people out here? Jake, I love that guy. He plays for the football team. I'm just putting myself in Nolan's shoes. Nolan plays for the team. He's friends with those people. And the conversation is about his behavior. Just so frustrating. Like, racism is still alive and well just in the dialogue. Just in the dialogue. As simple as that. I just want this country to do better. And I see a future where we just stop with this bullshit and start going like, man, this kid was killed. Like, his on the 4th of July, he is celebrating with everyone. And he can't even do that. We can do better. We gotta do better. Oh, and apparently one of the friends' moms is a local judge. And if you think that will work in Nolan's favor, you clearly don't know anything about the history of young black men in this country. This isn't gonna go anywhere. We have to speak up about it.
I just got in my car and I'm going to try my best to make this without becoming emotional. I am a mother of 4 kids. I don't care if I gave birth to them or not, they mine. And 3 of those children are young black boys, 18, 17, and 9. Watching this story about Nolan Wells is heartbreaking because why is this still happening in 2026? If you don't know what I'm talking about, Nolan Wells was an 18-year-old black boy that went boating with his white friends on the 4th of July and did not come home. His cell phone did. Some of his clothes did. His friends made it back, but nobody knows what happened to Nolan. Nobody remembers what happened. He went into the woods with a girl and we don't know what happened. So why did y'all leave him? Because I need it to be known that the one fact that we got for sure is they didn't report that baby missing until they got back home. They didn't call when they were getting ready to pack up the boat and come back home and realize, hey, we can't find Nolan. We've been looking for him for an hour. Come help us find him. They didn't report it until they got back home. If it was an accident, I pray for comfort for the family. But if something happened to that baby that should not have happened, whoever did it, I hope they find out and I hope they pay, because enough is enough. Our children are just as valuable as the others.
In light of this Nolan and Xavier story, I really want to tell a story. This is for black parents or parents of color who have children in all white spaces. I'm from Michigan, right? And there's this beach everybody go to. It's called Grand Haven. I probably was 17. There's this thing that Peach people do, right? Racial baiting, racial peer pressure. They will try to peer pressure your children into doing something that is dangerous to them or could potentially harm them. And it will be for their enjoyment. So there's these 3 or 4 black boys. I can't remember the exact number. And then there's these 2 peach girl, peach boy, right? They jumping off the pier, right? These people have boats. These people have been swimming all their lives. Like, it's nothing for them. They've done this plenty of times, I promise you. Me and my best friend, we're just sitting over the pier and we see the black boys, right? And they start talking to them. They're just having a normal conversation, and then all of a sudden they're telling them, hey, jump in, jump in. We instantly can tell this is a problem. The black boys are making statements clearly, insinuating that they can't swim. Nah, bro, I ain't jumping in there. That's crazy. How deep is the water? Da, 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 da. This peach girl and peach boy are saying anything to get them to listen. They're calling them scary and saying, oh, y'all are scared. It is not that deep. Oh, this is easy. And of course it's easy for them, and they know it's not easy for these boys. They know there's a potential that something very bad could happen, but they don't care because they want to see if they're going to jump in. At one point, the peach girl says, I will show you my breasts if you jump in. Me and my friend, we turned to them. We said, y'all better not jump in. Y'all better not jump in. Do they listen? Of course not, because the little girl is shaking her yitties. 2 boys jump in. Do you think they did anything when these boys was fighting for their life? Do you think? They mamas don't even know. They could have almost lost their child that day. Peach girl, peach boy was just cracking up, laughing. Mind you, they can swim. Me and my best friend, we started looking for a little buoy or something that we could throw out there. Like, we were scared. Anyways, they end up catching hold of the little dock or whatever, and they had to learn a harsh lesson. That's that. But the whole point of the story is just to tell you that things like that happen all the time with them. They even do it to each other. I'm telling you this not to say that it's all white people, not to say that they're all bad, but I just want you to know that you need to protect your children. You need to protect them because they do not understand. And if you didn't grow up with a mama like mine, they will succumb to that type of peer pressure. You have to stop letting your children live in a state of delusion. You have to let them know the real.
Being the token black person in the friend group would cost you your life. For example, Nolan Wells,
who went on a boating trip with his friends, the only black guy in the group, on July the 4th in Mississippi, and he came up missing. And we see the same thing that took place in 2018 when you're talking about Tamala Horsford. She went to a gathering with her white friends and she came up deceased. The sheer amount of times that black people will not understand that when you're the token black person in the friend group, you can die and none of your white friends will say a goddamn thing. See, that's the problem. You think everybody fuck with you. Everybody don't like you. This illusion of inclusion bullshit is a westernized ideology that doesn't exist. Because their concept of patriotism is really racism. You just had 400 white nationalists in DC marching on July the 4th. Some of those people are teachers, firefighters, police officers, judges, lawyers, people you work with. So, with all that shit being said, my father said it best. Never be the only one. Never be the only one of your race. Never be the only one that doesn't have any money. Never be the only one that doesn't have a car. Because it's going to create this energy to where you start to seek validation because you're trying to compensate for the lack thereof because you ain't got shit. So you try to live vicariously through white people by getting on their boat. Get your own shit. That's how you save yourself. That's the first rule of nature, self-preservation. Oh, when it comes to so-called black people, I'm not saying that all Europeans are like this. You got to have some type of social awareness to where you have the mental and spiritual fortitude to see what the fuck is going on around you, right? And rest in peace to Nolan Wells.
I will never, ever, ever begrudge black folks and folks of color for saying they do not trust white people. And a terribly upsetting example of that is what happened in Nolan Wells. He spent 4th of July weekend with 3 of his friends who he thought were friends, and they are white. He is black. And Nolan Wells died. We don't know what happened. I'm not going to speculate. That doesn't do anything for anybody. But we as white people have not given people of color, especially black folks in America, any reasons to trust us as a collective group of people. Full stop. And if you are a white person and you are bothered when black folks say they don't trust white people, think of this moment. Think of the unfortunately countless other moments in American history where white people have been instigators of violent crimes against black people. Because whether you like it or not, that is American history. It is. And you can't escape it. But we can do something to change it. And that starts with every one of us white people interrogating the white supremacist ideologies that we were raised with and our society was built upon, and it is our job to undo it. May Nolan's soul find some peace, and may his family find some justice.
All right, y'all. So if y'all haven't heard this sad story already, let me put you guys up on game. This right here is Nolan Wells, an 18-year-old who went missing in Mississippi on the 4th of July while on a boat with friends. Now, don't get me wrong, because I don't know a lot about this story, but I am definitely going to let you guys know how I feel and my opinion on this sad story. Now, they said that they found an unknown body. And because they found that unknown body, they stopped the search for Nolan. So you know what that means. When the boys that Nolan was with were being approached to be questioned, they lawyered up and lawyered up quick. So if these boys lawyered up, when you think that something happened to Nolan and it is not on accident, because why would you lawyer up? And then one of the boys, dad or parent or whoever it is an FBI agent, and I think it's the dad. The other one has a parent who was a judge. My take on it is, it's a cover-up. I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back. It's a cover-up. And their parents is telling them to lawyer up and not saying anything. Why? It's because they're gonna get their stories together. And when they get their story together, mark my words, you know what it's gonna be? It's either going to be a suicide, an accidental drowning, or they don't know exactly what happened. He was with somebody, we don't know who, and if we do know who, that was the last person that seen him. Now, this is definitely an unfortunate event, but my thing is, why is it that every time an African American individual goes on these trips, these vacations, these events with said friends, and it always ends up in a bad news situation? Why can't it always be something good where they had fun, where they come back unscathed? Now, when was the last time you heard a group of black friends inviting a friend and that friend going missing? You don't hear that a lot, or you don't hear it at all. Those friends end up having fun. They enjoy their time. They go home unscathed, no scratches, not a nail missing, not a finger missing, and they see the light of another day. Now look, I'm not putting this all on people because I'm about to talk to the black people too. My thing is, you don't see these stories happen from time and time and time and time again. Why in the world would you even risk yourself going to these events, these waters, these boats, or anything with said friends, knowing that you hear stories like this? Yeah, you may think, hey, my friends won't do that. But then again, if I were you, I wouldn't trust not a nail person, whether they my friends or not. Now, again, like I said, this is my opinion and my feelings about the situation. Yes, it's an unfortunate situation, but again, we need to be careful who we call our friends. Hopefully that whatever is going on in this case and that unknown body isn't Nolan's, and if it is, I'll keep you guys updated on the situation.
Told you guys before, I'll tell you again, black people do not lynch themselves, and they sure as hell do not choose to unalive themselves by bodies of freaking water. Okay, so we all know this is Nolan Wells, right? And we all know now that Nolan Wells was not missing. He didn't vanish. He was murdered. End of story. When this story first of all came across my feed, and I saw this picture, yeah, so I was very suspicious, especially on the 4th of July. Yeah. I mean, I wished for the best and hoped for the best, so I wasn't surprised as the story started to unfold that we discover his 3 white friends left him on an island by himself with his phone on the boat that they took back. So they knew he wasn't on the boat because they intentionally left him behind. They knew he did not have his phone. So it makes you question, what kind of friends will leave you on an island that they came to with you and leave you with no means of getting back to mainland? What kind of friends do that? And what kind of friends tell you this? An argument between him and his friends in which they are shouting at him, telling him he's not getting on the boat. So there is no doubt that they intentionally left him behind and they took his phone with them, so he had no means of freaking communication. Even if you want to give this boy the benefit of the doubt, why have they deactivated all their social media platforms, including their parents? Why is it that they've lawyered up? What do you have to hide? Why did you leave him behind with no means of returning? Why did you tell him that he can't get on the effing boat? This isn't the first time. You need to start making it the last time. Like in the case of Tamela Horsford in 2018, understand that black people are not safe in white-only spaces. We aren't. Because when evil happens, they gang up together and build a wall of silence. Somebody knows what happened to her. One of them knows, at least one. Just like every single one of these boys knows exactly what happened to Nolan. And they say jack all. And somehow these boys, his friends, are now going to carry on with their lives, finish college, become a judge, engineer, whatever the heck it is that they were planning to do, while Nolan's dreams and future have been wiped off. I think these boys are complicit and culpable. I have no doubt about it in my mind. And now their white parents will use the very systems stacked up against Nolan's black parents to protect their sons. Because at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, when the shit hits the fans, white folks will gang up together, build a wall of silence, use the very oppressive systems to protect themselves.
What I'm not going to allow is y'all to come on the internet and act like black people are the craziest people walking the plane of existence. I'm not going to allow y'all to make it seem as though we don't know what we're talking about. Like, this situation and scenario has never played out like this before. We're talking about the same group of individuals that has literally went to war with every other race on this plane of existence. Literally. And I love this defense that y'all are using, you know? Oh, let's wait till the facts come out. Let's wait till the investigation is over. Well, one fact is for certain. If I'm your friend and our relationship of friendship is deep enough to the point that I know where you live and I know your mother and or family, and we go to an island that is away from the main shore to have a party, and I get on the boat to leave and I don't see your black ass nowhere, that boat ain't leaving until you own that boat. I'm not leaving, and I'm calling the authorities before I leave this area. Stop using that lame ass excuse of, oh, well, I done it with my homeboys plenty of time, man. He done went up with a girl and left his phone. Nobody's leaving their phone in 2026, cuz. Let's keep it a buck. Ain't nobody leaving their phone nowhere in 2026. Phone's too expensive to just be randomly leaving anywhere in 2026. The other defense of, well, let's wait until the investigation has been completed. They already stated that one of the friends, his father is a judge. You see, a lot of people run their mouth, but they don't understand how the South works. See, the South isn't like any other region of the United States. It runs by its own laws. And those laws and rules are determined by bloodlines. I know y'all like, what are you talking about? If you go to a lot of these cities in the South, I ain't talking about the big cities, I'm talking about smaller cities in the South. 9 times out of 10, the mayor, his daddy was the first, and they've been running that town ever since. Same thing for the people on the board, same thing for the politicians, same thing for the police department, same thing for the fire department, same thing for the hospitals. Bloodlines in the South run deep. That's what y'all don't understand. So even if they come out and say there is no foul play, even if they come out and say the boy drowned, we'll never know the truth because you already see they have ties to the legal system. 9 times out of 10, somebody's uncle, cousin, grandfather, somebody's mom's brother, sister, cousin, whatever, is tied to the police department. It's tied to the legal system. It's bloodlines that run the South. Then we're talking about Mississippi of all places. Mississippi? Like, you acting like we talking about New York or Wyoming or Montana. Mississippi, the heart of slavery, the heart of racism, the heart of the Deep South, literally. I know black people to this day that are afraid to even ride through Mississippi, cuz. They're afraid to go. They will go around the state of Mississippi. They'll rather go through Alabama than go through Mississippi.
Parents, protect your children because it was one black boy surrounded around a bunch of white kids. Now you do the math and you tell me this isn't about race. Yes, it's about race because look what has happened to him. Why nobody else didn't come back. He was the only one that didn't come back. He was already outnumbered, and he's the one that's unalive out of everybody. So you gonna tell me that this isn't about race? Yes, this is about race. Apparently, they was not his friends. They was not his true friends, because they have something to do with this. You can clearly see that they involved in this. You don't go nowhere that you outnumbered. That's just like somebody's going to a picnic where they're outnumbered at. I would just leave. I would have never went out there, but it's up to us parents to see who our children be around daily, to see up there, to set up there and see if they are true friends or not, because they was not Nolan Wells friends. For something like this to go on, there was not Nolan Wells friends.
Popular opinion. But if you're black and from the South and you have an all-white friend group, I don't feel bad when things happen to you. I don't feel bad. Like that black girl who was on here and her white friends were playing in her hair and they cut it and shaved it. I don't feel bad for you, bitch, because what the fuck? Why is they playing in your head to begin with? And then, like, I'm from Mississippi. I was not allowed to have an all-white friend group. And if I did have white friends, my mom had to ask questions. Are their parents cool with us? Are they cool with you? They do anything weird? Like, they have to get vetted to be around me. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. I don't want to say it's his fault, because it's not his fault. If anything, I don't want to blame anybody but the people that did it to him. But he went missing in Mississippi, and they found his body today. And it's not I don't want to blame him or the mama, but baby, you should not let your child have an all-white friend group. I'm sorry. It shouldn't have happened.
Good morning. I wanted to hop on here and give y'all an update as far as what we know in the highly developing story of Nolan Wells as of 6:40 on July 7th. Nolan Wells is an 18-year-old who went missing from Horn Island on July 4th after being out on the boat with friends. We can confirm that he was last seen and heard from at 3 p.m. and it is to be believed that he was in the background of photos around 4:30. July 4th, multiple agencies and volunteers did help in the search for finding Nolan Wells, including local law enforcement, the United Cajun Navy, U.S. Coast Guard, Gulf Islands National Seashore. Now yesterday at around 8:45, the Gulf Islands National Seashore Park Ranger did discover a body on the north side of Horn Island. Sheriff John Ledbetter did confirm with me that that body did match the description of Nolan Wells, and his family taking this to Facebook. Nolan's mother says she wants to thank their family, friends, community, United Cajun Navy, local law enforcement, and everyone involved for all the love, support, resources over the last few days. His father, Elmore Wansley, our family, friends, and her are heartbroken and devastated. Her heart is broken for their sweet son, Nolan, who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. Nolan was a special soul, and God took his time creating their son. She asked that you give them peace and privacy as they grieve, and she wants to thank everybody again. I also made a call to Jackson County Coroner Bruce Lind, who did say that they had no reason to believe that the body that they discovered was not Nolan Wells, but that final DNA confirmation is expected to be in at some point this morning. There have been multiple GoFundMes floating around, Nolan's mom making a post that there is one official GoFundMe. This right here is the page that it was posted on, Nolan's mom reposting it, confirming that this is a GoFundMe created by a family friend that they will be using. If you do feel it in your heart to donate to this family, please visit that Facebook page and that GoFundMe link. Give what you can, but they also have said if you cannot give, they would appreciate all prayers during this absolutely heartbreaking time. I just want to state that my prayers are with Nolan's family, friends, and everyone that Nolan had an impact on, because if there's one thing that we know, it is that Nolan truly was a light to all of those around him.
Honestly, when I literally saw this clip about this boy for the very first time yesterday, I was really pissed off, and it wasn't really funny. That's just the honest truth, because it is bad and it is more sad that black people have literally been going through this phase over and over again. And why I actually stitched this video is because of the words that a lot of us black are passing to each other. That's gotten to that point where you need to sit your child down. You need to tell your child the kind of society that child is. I understand that a lot of parents are already doing that already, but I will appreciate if we are doing that more often, Let's tell them that nobody got their back, because that is just the honest truth. You can hear from even one of the clips that I literally stitched, where some of these white folks are going to comment section of even blaming the boy's parents, blaming the boy, and others went to the point of saying that the guy is actually doing the RUG drug, and of which I see that as something that is not sensible at all for you to even say. Let's even assume the guy is doing the DRUG as you people literally claim as white folks. Let's even assume that the boy had an issue with his friends as you people literally claim. Let's even assume that the boy literally walked out on his friends. How did his phone got to the friends? That the friends have to take the phone to the family house? That's one. And secondly, are they even supposed to leave, no matter the issues? Are they supposed to leave without bringing their friend back home? And thirdly, even if they were leaving and they have already had issues or whatever that was going on behind the scene, how were they able to get his phone from him? So it's just a lot of speculation that we have literally been online and wondering how can we just close our eyes, sit down and watch an 18 years old boy just go like that, and watch an 18 years old boy just disappear, and watch an 18 years old boy saying he was going for a boat cruise with a set of white friends without coming back home. It's actually a slap to black people. It's something that we should sit down. We should not only sit down, sit our family members and talk about this. Like I said in the video I uploaded, I think this earlier this morning, the truth is this is not the first case scenario. Browse it, you will see it. This is not the first case scenario. And for how long? For how long do we keep burying our children? So it is time for us to also sit down and educate our children. Apart from educating our children, let's always remind them constantly. Let's teach them the ethics of finding themselves in black environments. Let's teach them the ethics of finding themselves where their community belongs. I really feel I really feel bad for the family of this boy, honestly. I feel so bad for the family of this boy because I can imagine the grief. I can imagine that. And I saw a lot of rumors speculating that, oh, the boy, his body has been found, blah, blah, blah. I saw from another reliable source that nothing of such has literally been found. Like nothing, no reports about that boy for now. I don't know if you have any other update, let me know in the comment section. But please, black people, let's be guided. No matter how busy we are, let's be guided. Let's always remind our kids the kind of environment they are. Honestly, it's so painful. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.